In this scene from the film Gran Torino, the main character Walt is shown peacefully watching a baseball game with his dog Daisy as he enjoys a beer. The scene then transitions to a shot of the approaching vehicle, which is recognizable as the Mong Gang at this point in the film. Next is an edit between shots from the point of view of the passengers as they point the submachine guns out of the window of the car at a house. We are unsure who they are shooting at, but it soon becomes clear that it is a house near Walt as gunfire is continued in a transition between scenes showing Walter getting up, grabbing his gun, and going outside. The camera here continuously follows Walt, showing him approaching at first and then moving behind him in a dolly shot. This increases the suspense of the moment as the viewer is moving alongside Walt as he rushes next door. Some key elements of the following part of the scene are crucial to building the intensity of the action. This includes diegetic sounds such as broken glass cracking with movement, and the mom frantically speaking Hmong, which creates an atmosphere of chaos for the viewer, as well as portrays Walt's confusion and displacement as he is incapable of understanding what the mom and eventually grandma are saying. The non-diegetic sounds of intense and eerie music create the dismal environment of the household and amplify the way in which the scene unfolds.
Is everybody all right? Where's Grandma? Where's Sue? Where's Sue? She's in the car. Sure? Yeah. Get on the phone and call right now. 打不住啊！那不都放速度走？也不等你这得那一段。
The camera slowly begins to zoom in on Walt's face, showing the intensity and confusion that he is experiencing. It eventually ends up with a close-up of his face. The low-key lighting used in this scene transition continues the dismal atmosphere as we see Walt sitting with the Hmong family and contemplating the occurrence to himself verbally. This scene as it unfolds indicates the crisis in which he is undergoing, as he feels as if he is experiencing a new form of violence and conflict, one that suddenly comes without expectation.
I knew this was gonna happen. What the hell am I doing here?
Well, maybe some of our friends called in to change the plans.
Yeah. The war, we just lost a lot of friends, but you're kind of stood for it. You're geared to it.
Following that scene, we hear a car pull up and the grandma becomes frantic again, indicating another issue. Sue is then panned into the scene, bloody and battered at the front door, as the non-diegetic music increases intensity and the diegetic cries of the family become louder as a part of the intensity of the scene.
你赶紧把送浪茶带来啦！队长，你来啊！队长，队长，我叫我家的哥们，对，那个主哥们，对对，看到吗？来了，这都好不是这么的吗？这个是我的这么妈要上的，这个是真的了。
Zoom-ins on each part of the scene, showing each character, displays the strong emotions of sadness, as well as the disbelief in Walt's face, eventually coming into a close-up shot again. By using a slightly lower angle, and almost as if we are making eye contact with Walt from Sue's point of view, the sorrow is an way that Walt feels he is in the middle of this mess that he has somehow created, is really given the impression of. Sorry, I lost my words there. Here we transition to Walt's dark house, in which all the lights are turned off. This dark lighting is a portrayal of how Walt feels inside, depressed about the occurrence. Following this outburst, the music returns as Walt reflects on what just happened. The diegetic sound of Daisy whimpering is a portrayal of how Walt feels, helpless in the moment and a victim of circumstances.
Kowalski? You okay?
Yeah. I'm okay.
Police finally left. No one's talking. One thing about the mom, they keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You know, Tao and Sue are never gonna find peace in this world. As long as that gang's around. Until they go away, you know.
In the final bit of the night, Walt and the father discuss the situation. The sole key lighting on each character shows how focused each of them are on this conversation. This is important, as Walt had not been so talkative with the father and almost seems to befriend him at this moment, eventually sharing a beer together as they even open them simultaneously.
Forever.
What are you saying?
You know what I'm saying.
They took Sue to the hospital. She's scared. They're all scared.
Yeah.
Tao especially. He's sitting out there right now staring at your front door. You know what he expects, Mr. Kowalski.
What would you do? What should Tao do?
I know what I would do if I was you. Or at least what you think you should do.
Really?
At this point, each shot of the faces of each character is slowly becoming closer and closer as the conversation becomes very serious.
If I was Tao, I guess I'd want vengeance. I want to stand shoulder to shoulder with you and kill those guys.
And you?
What would I do? I'd come over here and talk to you, I guess. I know you're close with these people, but this pisses me off too, Mr. Kowalski.
Want a beer?
I love one.
There's some in the chest right over there behind you.
Damn all this. Just isn't fair.
Nothing's fair, Father.
So what are you going to do, Mr. Kowalski?
As Walt has finally become relatable, or rather, the father has finally become relatable to Walt, he feels as if he can open up to the father. The intensity of the scene picks up as the camera begins to zoom in on each character's face in the most crucial part of the discussion. What will occur next?
Call me Walt.
All right. What are you going to do, Walt?
I don't know. But I'll think of something.